Okay, so hi everyone. Good afternoon and welcome again. It's actually been a while. It's been a very, not very long, but like it's still good to have you guys here. And don't worry, we have so many things to share with you today, right? So, but before we go in deep, I'm just going to had bring sense to stage so that you can join us up here. Hi, Sense.
Hey, Jeremy, how's it going?
It's going pretty well, I guess. How are you doing?
Nice. I'm doing good. Hopefully it's about to be better, so fingers crossed.
Okay. Yeah. So, so today basically we're going to be telling you all about what we've been cooking. I feel like
We've
obviously
been
we're cooking
cooking
a lot.
people.
Yeah. So I'm just going to be giving you, telling you what we've been working on. Of
Okay.
course, how you stand to benefit from it,
Mhm.
what you stand to get from it, and how we can. I kind of want to say help each other out, yeah, but like that's basically what it is. Yeah. So, Seth, do you
Yep,
want to shed more light on that?
of course, of course. So we've been for the over the past month, a bit more. I'll confess, we've been figuring out what the best way is to help people grow. So we started ETF with streaming promises, right? So wanted to create a community that could help people learn how to start a startup right and run it right, build it with everything you need to learn from the basics, right? Especially when you're technical and you've not had the time or the chance to go over things from the business standpoint. So I wanted to do that. The second thing I wanted to do is to build a community that will be supportive of you as you start your startup, right? As you run your business, as you're trying to scale whatever it is that you have. The third thing we wanted to do is to create an environment for people to network with people that could become partners, that could become helpers, that could become employers, that could become employees, that could facilitate progress, all right, from one part of your journey to another. And so we've been thinking a lot on how we're going to deliver on those promise. And for the past few months, we've been kind of throwing content here and there and seeing what sticks. But something has just been very, very obvious. The fact that there's a lot of people that talk about what to do to make a business successful, and there's not a lot of people actually doing it, right? And there's a few set of people who come out to who have the courage to build in public, but they're not exactly teaching and building at the same time. So you know they're building in public, but what you get to see is results. So we took those two learnings and decided to make something of it. So this what I'm about to talk about speaks to the first promise, which is ETF as a community that helps you learn how to build your own startup from idea stage down to like whatever length you want to build it. And we're going to be doing things a bit differently from what you know. We're going to take on 2 to 3 ideas, right? Oh, 2 ideas and one SaaS product, just because we already have the SaaS product, so why not? Um, and then we're going to take those ideas and we're going to build with them. We're going to with you, or we're going to in public, like telling you what we're doing, um, try to effect the things that we've been saying about things to do. Oh, not just us, the things that everyone has been saying really, from Y Combinator to Elon Musk in his interviews, all right, to Peter Thiel, like to everybody. We're going to take those things and then try to make it work, and then we'll tell you the results. So we are going to Jimmy, do you want to talk about the what else we're starting with? Do you want me to do that?
Okay, yes. So, Sense has actually said a lot. We're going to be starting with Dev Shop, right? Yay. Okay, so we have like a few products that we're going to be throwing in here because I mean, We all know that we have different stages of ideas. We have
Yep.
ideas that are like in the baby stage. We have ideas that, okay, we've started, but we don't really know how to navigate that. So we're going to be using three different products at three different stages, just so
Yep.
every single person can get something from this practical they're about to, start. So we're starting with the dev shop, which is like the most, I feel like the dev shop is like in its idea stage. And I think that is why it is so exciting, because this helps
Yep.
other community members with ideas, right? Ideas coming in here and there. So we are starting from that stage. So that way you can also come up with your stage. So this building in public is actually very, very, it's also a very, like it's a community thing, right? So if you have a product and you feel like you have an idea, and you want to follow us along, right? Just follow us along, because we'll be giving you every single thing we've been doing, telling you how it's going, and we'll give you all the updates. Won't hide updates from you, basically, right? So it started with the dev shop, and like I said, it's still in the ideation process. It's still like an idea, and we'll be starting with validating your startup ideas, right? So for the all of, am I jumping
Wait,
already?
before you go into details, Jimmy, I think like I'd like to talk a bit more about the dev shop, why we selected that idea to do
Okay.
this work, and what we're looking to get out of it. So we have a technical community for the most part. Like granted, there are a bunch of people who are non-technical, but our core is technical. So that still covers the majority of the people who are in the community. We have engineers, we have product people, we have people who have, I said, technical background. And the question was, okay, when technical people are looking to venture into entrepreneurship, what is the first things that come to mind for them? And we looked at our members, we looked at the things they're already doing, and there was one thing that was super common, which is some sort of agency to sell their skills. So because of that, we decided, okay, you know what? Let us make the dev shop happen. That way, ETF members get to see us build a business that sells skills. They get to learn from those mistakes. They get to um, see what works, see what could be better. And as they're thinking about their own, or those who already have, can then make tweaks. As we do this, of course, we invite you to build with us if you have your own startup, or at least just follow us and give ideas on what we could do better. Yeah, so that's why we chose the dev shop. I just wanted to throw that in. Joey, you can go ahead.
Okay. All right, so we're going to the like I said, starting with the dev shop, and this month we're going to be focusing on validating your startup ideas, right? So we've also decided to go on this journey with in a more structured way, with a theme that everybody can just follow along, right? So we'll be concentrating on validating your startup ideas for the next 4 weeks, right? So we'll be taking ideas and tips from, like I said, people like Y Combinators. Will be looking at things that successful founders have actually done to validate the ideas, right? And we'll be putting all of that into practice. Basically, we'll be doing them and carrying you along while we're doing them. So this is actually very exciting, because it's a lot, but at the same time, I'm just excited to see what comes from this. Because I mean, I
Absolutely.
feel like a lot of community members are actually looking for this. Like I've had conversations with some of the community members, and they are really excited, because most of them, they want to be able to, you know, build that idea into something that's like eventually gets on the market and like can really sell. So yeah.
Of course, I think that's one of the most exciting part about this is that we're not just doing it; we are learning from it, and we're also hoping that everyone finds it really valuable. And of course, if we end up with a successful business, then why not? As Jimmy said earlier, we're going to go about this in a very structured way. We are going to have like a theme, and then try to answer a lot of questions throughout the month. With practice or based off the dev shop. So what is our dev shop? First, I'm going to run through about 15 questions. I think we're written now that we're going to try to answer within the next 1 month with different activities. And the first is like what are the first steps that you take when you have a new idea? All right. That's a really good question. That's a good question. And on Monday, we are going to come here and tell you how we answered all these questions with the dev shop. So for now, I'm just going to run through the questions. You can like write them down, you can note them down, or you can click the subscribe button and just pay attention. So when you get on Monday, you understand what we're talking about. So I said the first is like, what are the first steps when you have a new idea? What are the first steps that you take? And then the second is, how do you determine if there's a real market for your idea? And the third is, what is the difference between an idea and a validated problem? What is the difference? And as I said, we're going to be answering all these questions with the dev shop. Um, the fourth is, how important is customer feedback in idea validation, really? And the fifth is, how do you conduct research on a tight budget? And then the sixth is, what are your Jimmy? I think I should pull this up on screen instead of just showing it. What do you think?
Okay, so I have it in a doc. Is that fine? Does that work?
Oh yeah, you can just put it on screen, yeah, so that we can share it and people can follow along. Because I find myself forgetting the first question by the time it gets to the last one.
Okay,
Um,
maybe.
yeah,
All right, just give me a few minutes. Let me do that.
okay, sure. So while Jimmy is doing that, I'll just continue going through the. I'll just continue going through the. Oh, wait, let me give me a second. Give me 1 second. Jimmy, actually, if I have it faster than you, can I just go ahead?
No, I think you can go ahead. I'll bring it up like really soon, really quick.
Yeah, no, I'm saying if I have it, because I think it's I already uploaded it, it's processing. Can I let me just add it to stage? Yep. Um
Okay.
good. Yes. So yeah, this is the
Yes.
first
Oh, that's fine.
question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Um yeah, so the first question I have, can we make this bigger? Oh, we should have made it bigger before sending it, right? Whatever. Let's just manage what we have. So I said, what are the first steps to take when you have a new idea? How do you determine if there's a real market for your idea? What is the difference between an idea and a validated problem? Right? How important is customer feedback in idea validation? How do you conduct market research on a tight budget? All right. What are the best methods for testing early assumptions? How can you determine if people will pay for your solutions? What tools can be used to quickly validate an idea? How do you approach potential users for feedback? How many potential customers should you interview before moving forward? Right? How do you handle negative feedback or rejection? And what metrics should be used to measure validation success? When is it time to pivot and abandon an idea? How do you differentiate between interest and real demand? And how do you balance speed and thoroughness and validation? So, next week, we're going to be doing two things. We're going to come out on Monday and tell you of all those questions, here are the ones we've answered for our dev shop. Right? And here's what we're going to do this week to make them happen. Um, what are the things that we're going to do to further answer process essentially. And then on Thursday, we'll come over here to discuss how it's been going. And we might pull somebody on stage who's on the team who has some experience. We're just going to share with you what we've learned, what we're seeing. Yeah, I think that's it, Jimmy. From me, at least from for the dev shop. Hey, Jimmy, can you hear me?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, I think it's sorry, I lost you for a
There's a bit
okay.
of lag. Yeah,
You've I think you just completed. Okay, so you've spoken all about the dev shop, right? I don't know where the lag is coming from. Can you hear me? Hi. Okay. So I don't know if it's from my hand or I don't know. Yeah, so we basically gone around. We've talked about the dev shop. We've talked about our plans for the dev shop, right? Aside from the dev shop, we also have a SaaS product that we'll be using, and we have a like an actual B2C business that we'll also be using for this practicals that we intend to through for everyone. Right? So you don't want to miss it. You really don't want to miss it. And also, because our community's theme for the month is going to be validating your startup ideas, we are also going to be having our startups fair. Our startups fair is also going to be carrying the same theme, right? So, which means that when you come around to the startups fair, you're going to be networking, meeting with other community members, meeting with new community members, and we're all going to be talking about validating your startup ideas, right? If you don't know what startups fair what startups fair is basically a we have this physical gathering every month where our online community members come along. So we have startups coming to like showcase what they've built, showcase their new products, get new customers. We have engineers, founders, um, co-founders coming around and trying to connect with people, getting to meet other people, being panelists. And what the panelists are going to be doing is basically very, very simple. We have what we're going to be talking about already. So we just have a panel or 1 to 3 people just come around, and of course, the panelists will be founders, right? We are bringing people with experience in startups, right? No matter what your experience is, you're still a founder, basically. So we're inviting founders to come around, um, sit down and just share their experience with everybody else, right? That's basically what we're going to be doing a startups fair. And of course, there's fun, there's food, there's drinks, there's music. The last one we had, we rounded it up with a really great karaoke session, and it was really fun, trust me. Before we end this live stream, I'm going to just be sharing you some vital information for the community, information that you will need if you want to be a part of the community, information that you would need so that you can stay updated on the things that we're doing in the community and the likes, right? So I think the first thing I'm going to be talking about is um okay, not the first thing, but like, I'm talking about our startups fair, right, which is happening on the 26th of this month. Let me see if I can just dig up. Let me see if I can just dig up. um, our invitation. Okay, so just give me a few minutes. So FYI, you're the first person to, see this flyer and just see everything about the event. We've not shared this yet. So I'm just going to put it up. All right, welcome back, Sent. So before you joined in, I was just talking about our anticipated startups fair, right? Just telling them about startups fair that's going to be happening, and also adding the fact that the startups fair is going to be carrying the same theme for the month, which is also validating your startup ideas. So if you want to come network and meet other founders like you and bounce off ideas off of each other, learn something new. I also mentioned that we're going to be having panelists, right? It's just a few people. You want to add anything to that?
Oh yes. I think that's what's important. What's going to be different about this month's startup fair is the fact that we are going to be leveraging this physical meetup to um get every single one of us to, at least that are building something, to come together and share our experiences, share what the things we're struggling with, and just essentially do more of what we're doing online. Right. You had a flyer of, like, the thing's nice. You gotta put it off. That's nice. So we are going to be, as we said, we're going to be building the dev shop and two other ideas in public with you. You're going to be seeing how it's going, and then we're going to take the opportunity of the event we're going to take the opportunity of the so we're going to take the opportunity of the startup of the startup fair to sit down with the members of the team and just walk through what exactly has worked for us this month, what's amazing, and the things that we're looking forward to next month. Hoping that we're going to leverage that to like share genuine to forge genuine connections and share our own knowledge and helps somebody succeed based off what we've seen works. All right.
Okay, thank you very much for that addition, Stan. So yes,
Yeah,
so
take
this
down the
is
flyer
our
now. Okay. That's a pretty cool flower, by the way.
okay. So yeah, so that's the flyer, and I've taken it down. Okay, it's just
Yep, it's up again.
yeah, finally. Okay, it's up again.
Yeah, it's up again. Yes. So you want to take it
Oh
out for
wow.
what it's like. Yeah, it's like a virus, just never going anywhere. Yeah, so I think that's really the most important information I wanted to share. The fact that on Monday we'll be starting our building public series, and we'll be building like a dev shop. I will also be working on we'll also be working on a real estate startup, and the idea is that while the dev shop takes up service industry, the real estate startup is takes on an industry that is just different, so that we see what research looks like in trying to make things work in that industry. Um, and there's going to be a third one that I'll unveil as it comes. So fingers crossed. Looking forward to sharing this experience with you and you letting us know what you think, what's useful for you, or what you feel is going to be valuable to you, and how we could improve it. Over to you, Jimmy. I think we've pretty much come to the
Okay.
end of this.
Yes, thank you very much. So I'm just going to basically just run this up by saying stay connected, follow us on our social media. I'm going to be putting that on our screen now. So follow us on social media, follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. We have our handles on the screen. So please follow us so you can stay updated and follow us through with the new series we're about to start because trust me, it's going to be very valuable. Right, so follow us. And also, you can also join the community if the community sounds like something you might be interested in. And all you have to do is just go to ETF.community, search for ETF.community to sign
That's how
up
you have to.
using any browser, literally any browser. Join the community. We can't wait to have you. And
Okay.
lastly, before we go, I just want to also talk about our ETF fair. Our ETF fair is happening on the 26th of October. So save the dates. All right,
Save the
guys.
date. Save it. Save
Save
it.
the date.
All right.
Yes, yes.
Thanks so much,
So, I
people.
mean,
It's
it's
been
been
fun.
wonderful.
See you on Monday. What time on Monday? Um,
Um,
12 p.m.
I mean, we could do 1, 12,
Let's do
1
12
p.m.
WAT.
12 p.m. Okay,
Yeah, let's do
12
12
p.m.
p.m.
WAT.
WAT. Yeah.
All right.
All right,
So,
people. See you soon. 12
see
p.m.
you
WAT
guys.
on Monday. Peace.
All right. Peace. Bye, everyone.
Bye.